What's going on, my Jack brother? Coach Scott here. Today's video is all about simplifying the fat loss process to make it easier for you to stick with it all the way through to the end so you can finally achieve your goal of sculpting a chiseled and rock solid physique. It's also going to make this journey a lot more enjoyable. There's no doubt about it, fat loss is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Yet we make it way harder on ourselves by overcomplicating the process and focusing on the minutia that has very little impact on our overall fat loss success. So today, let's get back to the bare bones basics, mastering the fundamentals which are responsible for the majority of our fat loss results. Fundamental number one is to track your intake. As the saying goes, what gets measured gets managed. So if you are not tracking your intake, you're basically just guessing what changes you should be making. Whereas if you're tracking your intake, you can evaluate what you're doing and where you can make some improvements. There's a couple different approaches you can take when it comes to tracking your intake and decide which one suits you best. First one is the old school pen and paper. Just write down what you eat. You don't have to worry about the calories. You have a good idea of the portion sizes in your mind of what you typically consume throughout the day. But I mean, if you're having 2 slices of toast, write down 2 slices of toast and make sure you're tracking everything. If you have 2 mints, write down that you had 2 mints. If you are putting condiments on your food, write down the condiments in your food, and cream that you're putting in your coffees. Make sure that you are writing down everything that you're consuming. The second option is to use a tracking app such as MyFitnessPal, which is more precise in estimating the portion sizes that you're consuming. Now, some people find using a tracking app to be tedious and cumbersome. I actually find it way easier than just journaling down what I'm writing because I eat a lot of the same meals from week to week. So once I have a meal, I save it in MyFitnessPal. I just have to click on that meal and it automatically populates all the ingredients that are in there. So I don't have to write down each individual ingredient. I don't have to guess the calories in each meal. It's super easy. I find like tracking with these tracking apps is so much easier than a lot of people make it. And some meals are definitely easier to track than others. For example, like the first 3 meals that I have each and every day, the 1 cup of homemade kefir with 1 cup of unsweetened vanilla cashew milk, a scoop of protein powder, tablespoon of black maca powder, spinach, and a banana. That is easy to track. The measurements are right there on my blender. The second meal I consume each and every day, 4 eggs. Mixed veggies, I can weigh those out if I want to. I usually don't weigh my veggies out very often. But the 2/3 cup of oats, I put that bowl on the scale, measure it out with the 140 grams of frozen mixed berries. It's easy to measure those simple ingredients. The third meal I consume is 260 grams of plain Greek yogurt, 140 grams of frozen berries. Again, simple, whole natural ingredients that are easy to measure. And now here's the beauty of having simple structure like this in your diet. Like those 3 meals, because I've tracked them in the past, I know how many calories are in those meals. And because I have them each and every day, I really don't have to track them anymore. So don't think that tracking is something that you have to do for the long term. It's more or less a great way, an eye-opening experience in the beginning to monitor your habits and see where you can make improvements. And once you establish those habits that serve you best and are allowing you to achieve your goals, then you don't have to track anymore. You're in a good groove, you're in a good pattern. Now, dinner's where it can get a little tricky when it comes to tracking with precision, especially when you're cooking for a family. Now, if you're having simple, whole natural ingredients, such as like salmon, asparagus, and a sweet potato, a meal like that is super easy to track. It's when you're having something like chili or soups or lasagna or shepherd's pie, where there's multiple ingredients in a meal, and you got to portion out your sides there. It's really tough to know like how much lean ground beef was in my portion, how much sauce was in there. Like, do not stress over that. Take your best educated guess. It's okay if it's not exactly right on. It's just you're giving yourself a decent idea of where you're at so you can make some adjustments as you go along. And again, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate this process. Don't overthink it. It's not about being perfect with this approach. It's just about giving yourself an idea of what you're consuming and where you can make some improvements. That brings us to fundamental number 2, which is to have a heightened sense of awareness throughout this process, especially when it comes to your nutrition and how you feel after each meal, even during each meal. What's the level of satiety that you experience from each meal? Are you experiencing any hunger between meals? Certain meals where you experience more hunger than others? Like by the time dinner comes around, is there too much of a gap between your lunch and your dinner where you're just picking at foods and you're ravenous and you end up eating more before dinner than the actual dinner meal itself? How are you feeling before bed? Are you experiencing a little bit of hunger before you go to bed? Or are you going to bed feeling full? How does that impact your sleep? Are you waking up feeling a little hungry? So all those things to be aware aware of, and just have a heightened sense of awareness of how you'd like to improve upon your nutrition. Maybe you're looking at your food journal and going, damn, like I'm hardly consuming any veggies and there's like no fruit in my diet at all. Or maybe there's very little protein in your diet and you want to make some improvements in there. That's the beauty of just having that big picture outlook and seeing where you can make some improvements. And it's also great to see, like, whenever you experience any overeating experiences, you give into some temptations, what were some of those triggers? Maybe you can look back and go, man, like the days that I really reduced my carbs, or I was a little too aggressive, like I didn't eat enough, the next day it really triggered a binge for me. So I got to be careful of that, and just having a heightened sense of awareness of all those different triggers and the situations that cause you to overeat. Fundamental number 3 is to track your body weight on a daily basis. Again, what gets measured gets managed. You got to detach emotion from that experience and don't worry about each individual weigh-in. It's all about spotting the trend, weekly trends, monthly trends, making sure that your weight is moving in the right direction. There's always going to be spikes up and down. If after a couple weeks of tracking, whether you're writing in your journal or using a tracking app, and you're monitoring your body weight and it's basically stayed the same, you know that the first step is to reduce the amount that you're consuming. And you can decide, like, look at your food journals and see, like, where do you want to make some cutbacks? Do you want to reduce a little bit from each meal? Are there some meals you've noticed that are a little bit bigger than others? Or are there like little snacks and stuff that you can easily cut out? For me, like, I was finding at one point I was eating way too many mints when I was driving in the car. And yeah, each one might only be 25 calories, but you start having 4, 5, 6, 8 mints a day. It's like, damn, that's 200 calories. And it really didn't satisfy me at all. It just gives me something to suck on through the day, but that kind of stuff adds up. So you're looking at little areas where you can make cutbacks and then see how go for a couple weeks more of tracking your body weight and see how your body responds to that. Fundamental number 4 is likely something you're already doing, that is incorporating weight training, resistance training into your overall active lifestyle. But I don't want you stressing out over like what's the best workout plan for fat loss here. There is no best workout plan for fat loss. The whole purpose of your weight training is to preserve muscle mass when you're in a calorie deficit. But I want you having fun. I want you to make sure that you're not beating your body down. Do exercises that feel good to you. You don't have to be doing like these high impact, crazy hit workouts or metabolic resistance training workouts. Like, no, just stick with the same workouts that you've been following to build muscle or maintain your body weight are going to be the same workouts that are going to be effective for fat loss as well. So don't stress out over the minutia. The main thing is making sure that you are recovering between workouts and that you're having fun in the process, that you love what you're doing when you're in that gym. That is what is most important. Fundamental number 5 is to incorporate some form of cardio into your overall active lifestyle. And here, the same rules apply as the weight training. Do stuff that you love. Do stuff that brings joy to your life. Do things that allow you to live your life to the fullest, allow you to thrive. I want you to think of cardio as just getting the most out of life, and while you're improving your health at the same time. So don't turn it into a chore. Don't think, oh, like the best thing, like for fat loss, I got to get jogging right now. If you don't enjoy jogging and it beats you up, don't jog. If you enjoy jogging, hell yeah, get out there and don't worry about the research or people are saying, oh, like jogging and weight training are two conflicting activities. It's going to hurt your gains and all that. So don't do what you freaking love. Do what makes you feel best and allows you to live your life to the fullest. Fundamental number 6 is to make sure you're allowing yourself some time to relax and recover. You don't need to be like go, go, go all the time. You don't need to be in a constant state of breaking your body down. You want to make sure you're giving your body that opportunity to repair and rebuild itself. And you also want to make sure you're giving yourself that opportunity to manage your stress. Just chill every once in a while is so good for your overall well-being, even the hormonal balance and everything. It's like if you're in a constant stressed state, if this fat loss process is adding stress to your life, it's going to make it a lot more challenging on yourself. So you want to make sure you're managing your stress to the best of your ability and realize that a little bit of downtime actually helps move you forward. So embrace relaxing and recovering. Take some time to just chill, allowing your body that opportunity to repair and rebuild itself. And fundamental number 7 ties right in with that, and it's make sure you're getting an adequate amount of quality sleep each and every night. Again, it's going to help your muscles repair and rebuild themselves. It's going to keep your hormones levels in check. It's going to elevate your mood. It's going to increase your energy levels, allowing you to move more throughout the day, like want to move more throughout the day. It's going to allow you to perform your best when you're in the gym. It's going to help you control your appetite. You're going to experience less cravings. You're going to be less likely to overeat when you're getting an adequate amount of sleep each and every night. It's just going to help you feel your best overall. Now, I highly recommend about 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each and every night. You got to know yourself, have a heightened sense of awareness, what feels best for you, what suits you best. Of course, your lifestyle, everything is going to be dependent on that. If you may want to get 8 hours of sleep, but it's a struggle because of your job and your family and everything. But it really it really helps to pay attention to where you feel your best. Like I can get by on 7.5 hours of sleep, but I absolutely thrive when I get about 8.5 hours of sleep. So know yourself, know how your sleep impacts your appetite, your energy levels, your mood, your focus, your clarity, your overall productivity, and everything that you're doing throughout the day. And those are the fundamentals I want you to master before you think of starting to incorporate any of the other minutia out there. So track your food intake, whether it's in a journal or a tracking app. Have a heightened sense of awareness of how your body's responding to those meals and any triggers that may cause you to overeat. Weigh yourself daily, detach emotion from that experience. Don't worry about the daily weigh-ins. Spot the trends. Incorporate weight training into your overall lifestyle. Incorporate cardio into your overall lifestyle. Do what suits your lifestyle best when it comes to the weight training and the cardio. And do the activities that you absolutely love and enjoy. Make sure you're taking the time to relax and recover and make sure that you're getting an adequate amount of sleep. This is where your results come from. Mastering these 7 fundamentals, this is where your fat loss results will come from. And this is what's going to allow you to sustain those results for life. It's a lifestyle approach. It's what's going to allow you to thrive. It's going to allow you to be more consistent with this approach because it's going to suit you best and feel best to you. It's not going to be as much of a disruption to your overall lifestyle than following what someone else's fad diet approach is that causes you to completely overhaul your lifestyle. It's just too difficult to stick with stuff like that. So stick with the fundamentals, have fun with the process, don't stress over it, don't overthink any of this stuff. Keep it simple, superstar, and you are going to experience fantastic results. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. More than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your own personal experiences. I would love to hear from you. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you next video.